Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. I know it's a very difficult session at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. I shall keep this as exciting as I can. How many of you have been to Iskandar, Malaysia? Have you been across? Okay. Wow. Okay. So I think some of you may know the location, right? Okay. I shan't be presenting to you as regularly as we do. I will share with you a little bit about our philosophy in Sunway if I can. So is that all right? I won't share about property perspective, but I want to share the importance actually of, there's a lot of developments around, right? The challenge with a lot of developments is we're not sure whether there's population there or not. Right? You have the concern about ghost towns, you're certain about population. So I will share a bit about to you about what Sunway is all about and our philosophy. So we're not a typical developer. Actually, what we do is we build communities and we build townships. So this is how we started in 1986. How many of you have been to Sunway in PJ? Sunway in KL? Okay, so you've been there, you've seen it, right? So in 1986, this is what it was. This is 2014. So we transformed this place in 1986. Nothing can grow there because it's a mining land. We mine it to death, nothing can grow there. So what happened was Tan Sri at that time decided to grow this place back. A lot of the assets that's in this place here is still owned by us. Still owned by Sunway. So we started in 1974 as a mining company, and this is how the city grew. The thing that you see here right now is about 30 plus years, 40 years in the works. Why I show you some of these things is imagine the place I'm going to share with you is Sunway Iskandar is 3 times the size of Sunway PJ. Sunway PJ is only about 800 acres, but Sunway Iskandar is about 1,800 acres of land. So it's actually the largest land that we own in Malaysia. In Sunway PJ, we term it as a premier holiday destination. We position it as that way. We also position that this is a place where people congregate together. A lot of Malaysians go there, a lot of Singaporeans go there, one stop, go to Sunway and then take the bus back. They don't go any parts but this space here because it's safe, right? So at the moment there's 90 plus rides, 6 parks that's in there. We also started looking at hotels in that ecosystem. The hotels are all owned by us, theme parks are owned by us, 1,500 rooms in Sunway PJ. Remembering the reason why I share with you this is to share with you the vision as what we're going to build in Sunway Iskandar. The shopping mall that's there, the largest, one of the largest shopping malls in Malaysia is there. 200,000 population in the last 30 years that we developed this space. Now there's 200,000 population. For us, it's very critical when we build a city, it must have population there. Reason why that's important is because half the assets are owned by us. The malls are owned by us, the theme parks are owned by us. So population is very, very critical for our success. Our REIT actually owns a lot of these assets parked in the REIT. Sunway actually came from the mining background, and a lot of the other businesses that we go to are businesses that we're not familiar with previously. But we go into businesses like construction, of course, because we're developing ourselves. We build MRTs, BRTs, we build the Legoland Malaysia as well. We have projects in Dubai. We are also into building materials. So that's our DNA, right? We are in trading, manufacturing, but also other businesses that we are into. We're into digital platform, Sunway Wi-Fi. We Wi-Fi the whole city in Sunway PJ. We're similarly going to be developing and doing that in all the other cities that we're building as well. We're very big on the university side. We've got 40,000 students in Sunway PJ alone. We're going to replicate all this in Sunway Iskandar. Education, we work with Harvard and the Cambridge. With the Harvard and Cambridge, it's not a twinning program, right? We actually set up research institutes with the Cambridge guys. First research institute in Cambridge is sitting in PJ. We're also in hospitals. We have the largest hospital actually in KL right now. And we are expanding our hospital business to another 5 more hospitals that's coming up, one of which is actually sitting in Iskandar. So a lot of things I share with you is not about property, yeah? It's about the ecosystem that's important first, then property comes later, right? We're also in medical equipment. We're also in innovation. Everybody is talking about startups. Everybody is talking about SMEs. So we have our own innovation labs. Important for us because as the city grows, we need new types of population to go into the city. Some of you might know about this. Sunway subscribes to the UN SDG goals. Why I share this with you is very critical because that's part of our DNA. And we've done that with a lot of the assets that we're in. So in Sunway PJ itself, we've got elevated canopy, 4 kilometers walk, all undercover. We have 600 personnel, security personnel, auxiliary police as well to keep the space as safe as we can. We also have LRT, BRT, there's 500,000 commuters in that ecosystem. Again, I show you this is to give you an idea of what the space we are building in Sunway Iskandar. All you see here in the last 40 years, we're going to try and build in that half the time. Water treatment plant is something we're doing also in the PJ side. The land, remember the land that we are in PJ, nothing can grow there. We had to plant 30,000 trees back. We had to have new species of flora and fauna go into the ecosystem so that there's continuity in the space. Energy management is very important for us. Food wastage, this is important for us because we need to build communities, right, that are sustainable. Smoke-free zones. We're developing Sunway PJ to be a smoke-free zone by 2020. Similarly, we're going to introduce a lot of these concepts in the new cities that we're building. So of course, these are the malls that you're very familiar with that we built. Giza Mall, Carnival Mall in Penang, Putra Mall in KLCC area, Velocity in Shiraz. Penang also is coming up. We have a new development there coming up as well. This is the development that's coming up as well. A lot of integrated developments that we are focused on. Integrated developments meaning that a lot of the assets are actually owned by us. So whenever you invest in a property with Sunway, we are the largest landowner, we're the largest investor. So you come in, it's like a smaller shareholder, so you're quite safe, right? Because we're the largest investor, you come in and you, tumpang along. Right? So it's quite safe because we'll be taking care of the space. Ipoh is 1,300 acres of land. We've been developing there for the last 25 years. This is a theme park we developed there, owned by us. This is a 5-star resort also owned by us in Ipoh. So these are all the assets that we actually do because it's important for the ecosystem. Why the theme parks and these? Because they bring population to the space. That allows you, let's say if you're an investor, to have really good passive income in the future as well. We've also been in Singapore for the last 10, 11 years, developing. We've done 12 developments with the Hoi Hub Group in Singapore, various developments. So we're not a name that's first time and we don't understand the Singapore market. We do understand the Singapore market very well. We're also in India, we've been in China as well. So this is the one that I want to share with you a little bit. It's 1,800 acres of land, almost three times the size of Sunway PJ. Whatever you saw there is going to be developed here. So just share with you what we are looking at. This is the view to Singapore, one of the buildings that we are in that's just completed. This is a view to Singapore from the condo on the 37th floor. This is a view towards Tuas, which is the entrance from the western side of Singapore into the space here. We're 5 kilometers to Singapore via a new bridge. So the space you see here, if you come from the Singapore side, you turn in, we are in this space here, right? We're even closer than Medini. So this is the first city. When you come into Malaysia, you come from Tuas, the first exit before you hit the petrol station, you exit left, you turn right, you're in Sunway. So the first exit, when you come in from Singapore, first exit into Malaysia, first exit off the highway is this highway that goes into Sunway Iskandar. It's the first highway, right? 5 kilometers. So this is the city that we're talking about. This 7-kilometer river is owned by us. And this is the whole space that we're developing. This is a highway that's been completed last year. So you can see here, Sunway Iskandar, Legoland, compared to Medini, we're about 6 kilometers closer. So we're the first city you hit before you hit the Medini itself. Also, if you prefer to take bus, sometimes we are the first bus stop. We're the first stop coming from Singapore to Malaysia, and we're the last stop from Malaysia heading into Singapore. Yeah. So this is the ecosystem that we're developing. So this is South America. I share with you this where we are. This Sunway Iskandar as of April this year. Okay, this is the land we're in. This is the real river that we have to keep. We have to keep on developing around this ecosystem. The development will not be more than 60% developed, 40% have to be this nature that we keep today. So these are real pictures that I took from the drones as of April this year. The building that you see there That's the first building completed called the Citrine, and that land there, that's Singapore. Yeah, that's a waterway separates between Malaysia and Singapore. So this space here, this is Singapore. This is a firing range. So Straits Malacca, Tuas is just about here. And this is the first development, Citrine. I'll share with you a little bit later. So that's completed asset, just completed earlier this year. So the nature, amongst the nature that we have, the river that we see here, I'm going to share with you a little bit about this pocket and a little bit about this two pockets here. This is an Extreme Park that's coming up, a shopping mall that's coming up there, larger than the Johor Premium Outlet, with a hotel there as well. First petrol station in this zone will be completed by us. So this is a highway, you're coming from Singapore and then you turn left. So all this land here that you see here is Sunway Iskandar. Yeah? So you envision, actually this space here is where the theme park is going to be, round about there. So the thing here, this development is only about 3 years into development, and we started clearing a lot of the lands that we have in the ecosystem already. Sorry? Putri Harbour is just there. So you're about, you take the road out, you can take the road up this way, or you can take the road out this way. You're probably about 5-7 minutes. Yeah, 5-7 minutes. Feel free to ask questions that the lady has, so it clarifies along the way, right? Nature that we're in. So that's a block, the Citrine. So this is the river system that we have to try and preserve. Yeah, so if you come here, if you want to come and visit, let us know. The sales team is over there. We're hosting tours. Let us know if you want to go on a river tour as well to understand the ecosystem that we're in and the kind of challenges that we are undergoing to make sure that the ecosystem is built. So it's quite a unique proposition. We're starting to plant our own trees as well and plant it back into the ecosystem. So the current components that we're in, remember this picture I showed you? That's facing Putri Harbour. There you go. Level 37. We didn't zoom this shot very much. That's Putri Harbour there. And the view towards Singapore, that's not zoomed either. That's pretty much as you see. That's how close we are. So I'm going to focus on that space there, which is this space here. So this is completed now. There's a visual, but this is completed now. You've got the school there. You've got an exhibition space there that we have a lot of activities. And then the lake homes, the first phase is already sold. We're launching, we're selling that phase now. And also we're talking about that other landed property there. That portion and this portion. Okay, so this is a view of the other portion that's already completed. So this building here is already completed. So that's the space here that's already completed. Commercials were sold within 2 days, about 3 years ago. This is the office suites. The first supermarket in the area came in about beginning of this year. The owner of the supermarket initially had very much reservations about whether this supermarket will do well. Good to say in the first week of opening, the first weekend, we had 13,000 people come for the opening. And 80% of them were brand new people over those 3 days. The average receipt for the supermarket here is almost 2.5 times to 3 times the receipt of an equivalent Jaya grocer in KL. So that's how well that supermarket's doing. Yep, sorry. Yeah, this is actually underneath. Yeah, so this building here, the supermarket is just at the bottom. Commercial office you see here is there, and then the condo is just on the right hand side. So it's all within the ecosystem. We try and build ecosystems because, you know, subscribing to SDG goal, we try and build ecosystems where you don't need to drive. We try and walk, right? So we want to try and get people to walk. So I stay just across the road from here. So my kids study there and I work there. So I'm 5 minutes. So if I'm not lazy, I can actually walk. But sometimes sun too hot, so I still drive. Okay, so supermarket. From the January till now, this supermarket is performing 50 to 100% above the monthly target every month. Every month. The school, we operated since beginning of last year. The target was 500 students in 5 years. We hit 435 students already after 1.5 years. That's how the population is in that ecosystem. And a lot of them are kids from Korea, from China, some Singaporeans, and a lot of them are probably half Malaysians, and the rest are all very international. And the teachers are all Canadian teachers, all qualified Canadian teachers from Canada teaching the school. So now we have a problem with this school. I met the principal 2 days ago, and he says the problem is no space. So we're waiting for space to come up. Right? So there's waiting lists already, especially for the young kids. So all these assets are our own assets, but we have to do this to build population. This is our co-working space that we have coming up. 15,000 square feet is the largest co-working space in the south. Idea of this is build SME community. You have business owners, small businesses, you pull them from the town center, all the other regions into the space. When you buy investment property, it's very easy to lease out later on as they do well. And if familiar with the space, unlikely they'll move. Example, if you've already been staying in Bukit Timah, very hard for you to move the eastern side or the west coast. You're there. Right? So it's that kind of a mentality. We converted even our event space, our sales gallery previously, into event space because very important for our population to be there. So we built a lot of initiatives to drive business population, B2B, so business to business, because that's where you really have the ability of people to spend. So business activities, month after month, we delivered about 7,000 to 8,000 business B2B people who have come to this space. And this is all in that small space that we talked about just now, right? All in the same ecosystem. So what we're trying to sell to you is actually a space where we are driving business activity. Why is it important for us? Because at the end of the day, half the assets are owned by us, right? So we have to make sure those assets do well, especially the retail space. So all these are the people that we bring into the ecosystem to drive the development into the space. We even use our land for 4x4 charity races to try and bring people into the space so that they understand what the land is all about. This is all around the surrounding area. So you saw all the events there? That all happened in this space here. Yeah? In that space here, the school is there. The shopping is there. And then the landed homes that we're selling is there. So ideally, if you buy here, you can walk here, you can cross the school, and activity is all around there. So I just live across the road. Everything is just around this alcove. Right? This building's already completed. The shopping's already there. The offices are also, activities happening here, schools alive. So that's why when we launch this Lake Homes, it makes a lot of sense. Because last thing we want to do is we want to sell landed properties where there's nothing supporting it. So effectively, when you go there, you can park your car or you stay there. You can literally walk around the whole ecosystem. There's a lot of Korean families actually who are staying in the condo here, and when this landed component, I'm sure people prefer landed if they can rather than condo. But a lot of Korean families actually take their kids from here, go shop at the mall, cross the road, drop the kids, come back. And then to the cafes there, and then the families go back home. So it's very... Yeah. The supermarket there and a couple of shops that's there. So you've got 7-Eleven there, you've got Old Town Coffee there, you've got Morgan Fields, a couple of food outlets, sushi. It's not huge, but it's enough for daily. So that's what a lot of the parents do. The largest shopping mall we have coming up is just up there, which is larger than the JP. We'll share with you in a minute. So the upcoming components, right? So we've covered here. This is a component that's almost complete. The landed homes that we're sharing with you. So the sales team is at the back. They'll share a bit more information there. But you've got the next component I'll share with you is this pocket here. And that's an exciting part. So this is a visual. So Citrine there, that's a completed one. Supermarket there. This is a school next door to it. And that's a landed homes. Shop lots already all sold out. Shopping mall coming up there. 500,000 square feet. If you go there, you take the trouble there, now it's on second floor. So it's only 2-floor building. So second floor there, that's coming up. The other component I'll share with you is if you want a bit more high-end, you've got an enclave there coming up as well. Petrol station. The first petrol station will be opening next month. This is a shopping mall that's coming, larger than the Johor premium outlet. Also, we have a hotel, Sunway Hotel coming up. Commercial block, we're not sure yet, but hotel definitely coming up, and that's a mall there. And that's the highway to Singapore, just at the side there. Okay. X Park, we're investing in the X Park to bring a lot of youth into the community as well. A lot of paintball machines, bicycle tracks, camping, driving range as well. That's in that ecosystem. All this are our own investment. So quite different from us. We don't sell you properties, we sell you ecosystem. Yeah. This is a boulevard. The shop lots are coming up. These shop lots are all sold, except for 20 units. We keep ourselves to try and develop ecosystem. Again, as a lady was asking, are all these shops nearby? These are the next lot of shops that we want to bring a lot of the makan and a lot of the food so that you can all walk into the space that we are in. We also have some residents that's there. This is an interesting one. This is a prefab home. We work with Japan's largest developer to develop prefab homes. And I think the product is reasonable. I think we're looking at about under 700,000 Sing. Definitely under 700,000 Sing to buy a property there. You can buy a property there because in this space that we're in, there's no foreign cap. You can buy anything less than 1 million ringgit even if it's a landed property in the space that we're in. Yeah, so I think the landed we are selling at less than $1 million. That's in Citrine. So Singapore, remembering that we are very familiar with Singapore. We've done China. This is a place that we've been working and developing for the last 30, 40 years. This is the ecosystem where we're going to develop in the south as well. This is the malls we're going to bring into the ecosystem. We're already starting to bring the first batch in. Education is also coming in. Medical is definitely in the plan already. The site has already been identified as a hospital around the ecosystem. The Banjaran 5-star hotel, we're also thinking about bringing this in the south, around the river region. 200,000 population in Sunway PJ after about 30 years. We are aiming for numbers larger than that as well, because the land that we're in is about 2.5 times more than PJ. Very important for us, again, population is highly important because we have a lot of money at stake in the malls, the hospitals, the education. So for us, focusing on that population number will certainly help you with your investment as you buy. Yeah. 1,800 acres that we're developing. View to Singapore, that's how close we are. If you decide to pick the condo, you'll be seeing Singapore every day. Seeing at the Tuas, you can even check the traffic before you drive in. 5 kilometers to Singapore. Through the highway, bus. First stop from Singapore, last stop to Singapore. Sorry? The pickup point? The pickup point from? It goes to the Jurong side. Jurong. And then it drops at our Citrine Mall. Right at the front door. Right at the front door. Okay, so that's the space we're working in. Citrine actually is just Citrine is actually just the block there. So these are all the visuals that we are planning to build. Citrine is just there. That's the next block that we're building, and the shopping mall just there. Yep, so other components are coming in, education, bridges that probably be coming in to build the city. Sorry? Theme park is something that we are planning right now. Yeah, theme park is planning right now. Yeah. We're looking at 20-year plan. 20 years. Yes. Sunway PJ took about 30, 35 years to build. We're going to try and do it in 20. Yeah. So all the components that you saw completed is only 3 years development. Certain parts freehold, certain parts leasehold. Yeah. Leasehold part is good because you can buy anything less than 1 mil for a foreigner. 1 mil ringgit. Sorry? Those ones are leasehold. Freehold will be this side. But most likely this here will be more the hospitals and more the education zones, because here you can't buy, if you're a foreigner, you can't buy under 1 mil. Here you can. Yeah. Sorry.
Are you intending to buy and are you intending to develop a senior people home,
Yes.
old folks home?
Yes.
Is it already built?
I wouldn't say old folks home, I would say a senior lifestyle living.
Yes,
Because,
elderly,
yeah,
yes.
definitely.
So is it already in the master plan, or you're going to
It's going to be
develop?
the health enclave.
Yeah.
We're identifying the piece of land right now for that space, but definitely in the picture. Because that's something that we are developing already in Sunway PJ, that we identify as a growth area. And certainly we will be doing that here. Certainly. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just curious, if you stay there for how long, then you become a PR?
You can go under the MM2H program. In terms of PR, it depends on your status. Yeah. Even my wife's been there 10 years. I applied PR, still haven't got yet, but it depends. So, sorry? Sure. It depends on individual status. PR, it can't be something that's auto, but Malaysia, there's a MM2H program where you have a 10-year visa. Yes, you can. That one you can. That one you can apply for that. 10 years, and then subsequently you can see what you can do. Definitely, a lot of the people who come to the space do that. Yeah, the 10-year visa. Yeah. And it's not very high threshold, quite basic threshold. Yeah, we want you to stay there because that's the only way you will want to invest in the property later long term. Yeah, yeah. The sales team can help you with more information about that. Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
So what is time for the shuttle bus? The first morning depart time and arrive is last one, arrive is at what time?
Good question. I have the timetable. It's on my phone somewhere. I know it goes as early as, maybe my sales team can help me. I think as early as about 5 a.m. Last one coming, 5 a.m. from Malaysia side. From Singapore side, I think the last one is about 10 p.m.
10 p.m. arrival or 10 p.m.
10 p.m. from Singapore.
From Singapore
Yeah. To this side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the interval is 15 minutes or 30 minutes?
It's about, depending on the time, it's between 40 and 1 hour. 40 minutes and 1 hour interval. When it's a bit more peak, it's 40 minutes. We actually see some families, the husbands or the wife actually hop on the bus to go to work now. Yeah.
So there's only one bus or 2 to 3 buses?
It is a rotating. There's a few buses.
Few buses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
few buses. They're quite on time too. Quite on time. Yeah. Yeah, correct. That's right. Yeah. Thanks for the questions. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's, if I'm not wrong, it's 10 ringgit or 5 sing, something like that, yeah. Yep.
If I were to pick up one property here, as what you mentioned in Martini, does that any benefit which I will pick up in PJ?
Sorry.
Under Sunway Property Group also, be it a property on condo or whatever.
Right. What was the question again, sorry?
The question is, is there any privileges given to one who already bought at
Yeah, you bought
Martini,
already?
then let's
Have
say
you
if I
bought?
were to pick up in PJ?
Have you bought one in PJ already, or you bought?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I did.
of course.
I know your group quite some time
Yeah.
ago, but I still...
No. The very simple answer, once you buy something with us, we always make sure you buy a second one with us.
If I were to buy in other parts of Malaysia, which is under the
Any part of Malaysia.
Sunway Group,
Yes.
it will be...
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That one I can confirm with you, yes. I think our sales team will be very happy. Actually, a lot of our buyers, a lot of our developments, the buyers buy following us. Why they do follow us is because every development we build, a lot of the products, a lot of the space that we're in, we're the largest investor. Like in KL, in PJ here, we are the largest investor. We have the most to lose if we don't take care of the space. We are not a developer who go there, sell you the thing, buy and see you later. We are there. Example, the Citrine condo that you have there. You sell the condo, you sell the commercial, but retail is still under me. So I'll still make sure the place has to be clean. I'll still make sure there's activity. The reason is because we don't want to sell retail. Reason is because of that. Because if the retail don't do well, we don't, as a developer, we don't keep our eyes on those things, the commercial will suffer. The school is there. We invested in the school. School for us investment is not high returns, the first few years. But school drives population, drives the mall, drives the residential. Yeah, answer your question, most definitely. Yeah, so we have like discount programs. You'll be the first to know, you'll be the first to book. Yeah, for certainty. Yeah. What's your email address? Yeah, sure.
Okay, beside that, there's a grip, right? So it's quite a distance away from Citrine, right?
Yeah.
So do they have shuttle going to the main area, the supermarket area? Because if this distance and that distance is far, do
Yeah.
you arrange shuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
If Citrain is
Yes.
sold up, then you have opened up the grid,
Correct.
right?
In the
so
grid,
we
right?
want to know how convenient it is from that area to access to
Sure.
supermarket. Thank you.
At the moment, my answer to you is there's nothing there at the moment because grid hasn't completed yet. But you would certainly think that because the assets belong to us, we want to drive more traffic to the mall. So we will certainly want, in our interest, to make sure that there's enough traffic going there. Grid, I think, is completed in 2020. But remembering, Grid is next door to our largest shopping area, which is the Big Box, which is just right next door. So this one here. Cross the road. Yeah. Grid. So we always build something close to everything, right? Grid is close to here. So you probably don't need to walk there. Yeah, you'll probably be there. But most likely we will think that here there'll be connection from here to there because it drives traffic. Yeah, most likely yes. So the bus now is there because, yeah. Actually there's one bus stop here. I think there's one bus stop in front of the school as well. So it's just a matter of extending bus stops. Yeah, for sure. For the bus company, they want to because they can pick up more passengers also. Yeah. Correct. Because my wife is from Singapore, right? So what she does is she doesn't even want me to drive her there. She says, I hop on here, I just go in. That's it. The only inconvenience is get off, get on, that's all. Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Just want to ask.
Have I got time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to ask, let's say, people who have already invested in Johor in the past, right? They lost quite a bit of money. I mean, the property values have come down. So how would you allay the fears for a new investor coming in? Let's say we go into this grid, right? And it's almost priced, it's priced not so cheap, right? It's almost like market pricing. So assuming the previous investors who had gone on other projects, right, they've kind of lost money. What do you think that will make this grid, not lose value?
Yeah, I guess the grid, the pricing is actually very, very reasonable. Did you buy something in the grid? Did you? You bought in the grid? Yeah. I think the pricing in the grid, did you buy the loft or you buy the single story? Loft. You bought the first batch? Yeah. You have paid less than 400, right? Sorry?
About 530.
1,000 or PSF?
1,000.
530. So it must be one of the higher floors one? Yeah. So when we price properties, we always try and price it that the last buyer don't lose money. Because like this gentleman always asked, right? We always look at recurring business. Recurring business is a lot easier to do than new business. Like today's pitch is very difficult if I pitch to you if you don't know about Sunway. But it's very good that you're here and then you are looking at another purchase perhaps from us. Yeah. I can't make you buy the next one if you don't make money this time. Very simple.
But are there macro factors against you all? Because you see the government has changed, then you have a lot of policy indecision happening, right? And a lot of supply coming in as well from the forest city and both sides of the causeway, right?
Sure.
So the supply is coming in at a big numbers. Then you don't see, maybe you can educate us. What are the major industries that, Johor is planning? Because you need the locals to come in and buy as well, right?
Just to answer maybe your grid question, right? So your grid is here, right? The main activity driver for you is here. Your mall, your X-Park is going to pull a lot of population in from Singapore and the region. Your hotel is going to come out here. It's going to be a major pull. But not only that, we didn't share here. There's a Chinese school just right behind here that's coming out as well. We invested in a local Chinese school. Right? So for here, you've got the retail space at the bottom and also commercial space. No matter how, when this activity and this space grows, your pocket here, not everybody wants to stay in hotel. There'll be commercial activity and retail activity around here. Commercial tower might come up here as well. The idea is always when we do a development, you can just walk across to work and come back. That's always been the philosophy. So in order for us, let's say what we are different from the rest is, this is all owned by us. This will always be owned by us. The school's owned by us. The X-Park's owned by us. So we will drive the economic activity because there's a different set of KPI. So as we drive the population here, in terms of performance, you will surely benefit.
One last question. When is the commercial property coming up?
Sorry?
When is the office space going to come up?
We are trying to determine what the demand is right now, because we don't want to build something where there is no demand. We want to build something where there's like the school, right? What we did with the school is we anticipate 500 students in 5 years. We have 435 in 1.5 years. We always like to play so safe that until we have a problem of no space. So commercial tower, we're not going to build until we are very sure we can fill it all up.
Okay. So your main target is the Singaporeans working in, Malaysians working in Singapore,
Absolutely.
Is it? Okay.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, this one here. Hold on. Yeah, this. So this is, if you drive there or if you want to register the sales team, they will actually can get you transportation in to see the space. Actually, you can see some of the sheds already that's there. October, November, it'll be completed first phase. You have cycling. You have all these kind of activities, camping, go-karts, canoe, golf driving range, I think badminton halls. No lah, golf also. I mean, there's badminton. Huh? No lah, not senior lah. No one's ever senior anymore. Yeah. But you see, it's really good, right? As you have this kind of activity, we are very focused on the next generation, because you see, our plan is always 20, 30 years ahead. Yeah, because then you drive. So if you go there, please come to the space. We invite you to come to the place. We invite you to go to the rivers, have a look at the space. These things, the structures are almost all done. So if you come maybe by December, the place will be almost, first phase will be ready. Yeah. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.